Have you ever wondered how a massive company can promise you a delivery date like weeks from now and then actually hit it? Well, the secret isn't just good planning. It's a digital bridge, one that connects the high-level business plan to the real physical work happening on the factory floor. We're talking about the integration between ERP and MES, and we're about to see how it literally powers the modern world.
Okay, think about a factory like it's a person, right? It's got a brain, that's the part that plans, makes the big decisions, and gets everything organized, and it has hands, the part that physically builds and creates stuff. But what if the brain sends a message, and it takes hours or even days for the hands to get it and report back what's really happening? How could you possibly react to problems in time? In a world that moves this fast, you can't. And that's the core problem we're going to solve today.
So, the brain and the hands of our factory. They're actually two different digital systems, and they operate in two completely different worlds, each with a very different job to do. So let's pull back the curtain on these two worlds and meet the key players, ERP and MES.
This slide really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you've got the ERP. That's the big picture planner, asking, okay, what should we build and when do we need it by? And on the other side, you have the MES, the on-the-ground executor, who is totally focused on how are we building it, right here, right now. Two very different questions.
So, let's properly introduce the factory's brain. An ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning System, is a high-level business tool. It's not down in the weeds, sweating the details of one machine. Nope. It's looking at the entire operation, from like a 30,000-foot view, thinking about resources, money, and the big, long-term goals. And just look at everything this brain is juggling. It's taking in customer orders, figuring out the master production schedule, managing the official recipes, the bills of materials, and it's keeping a constant, watchful eye on inventory, purchasing, and all the costs. This thing is the single source of truth for the entire business plan.
And now for the hands. The MES, or Manufacturing Execution System, lives right on the shop floor. It couldn't care less about the company's annual financial report. Its entire world is the real-time, second-by-second reality of making things. Its job is to monitor and manage the actual work getting done.
This system is all about action. It's feeding operators their digital work instructions. It's tracking every single thing a machine does. It's performing quality checks while the products are still on the line. And it makes sure every single part can be traced back to where it came from. It deals with the messy, unpredictable reality of the factory floor, not just the clean lines of a perfect plan.
So, we've got a brilliant planner and a tireless worker. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, a lot, actually. Because when they don't talk to each other, you get this huge gap, a digital blind spot right in the middle of your operations.
And you might be thinking, hold on, if my ERP has already made a perfect plan, why do I need anything else? And that is a great question. The answer really shows the fundamental problem with trying to run a factory on a plan alone.
Here's the core of it. Your ERP plans in big chunks, hours, shifts, days. But your machines, they operate in milliseconds. The ERP has absolutely no way of knowing if a machine just went down, or if a whole batch of products had quality issues, or if production is just running a little bit slower than you thought. Almost instantly, the plan is completely out of sync with reality. And hey, this isn't just a one-way problem. The MES is an amazing executor. It gets stuff done. But without the strategic direction from the ERP, it's basically flying blind. It needs to be told what to make, how many to make, and when it needs to be done. Without that plan, the hands have no instructions from the brain.
And that brings us to the solution. It's all about building that bridge we talked about. We have to connect the plan to reality. And we do that with a solid two-way integration. Now, this is the crucial part. It has to be a two-way street. It's not just the ERP shouting orders down from the top. The ERP sends down the plan. Here are the production orders, the recipes, the master data. But in return, the MES sends back the reality. Okay, here's exactly how many we made, how many we had to scrap, the actual time it took, and by the way, we had some downtime here. It's a conversation.
Theory is all well and good, but let's make this totally real. Let's follow a single production order from the very beginning to the very end in a fully integrated factory, just to see how this actually works.
Okay, watch this. Step 1, ERP sends down an order for 1,000 units. Simple enough. Step 2, the MES gets the order and tells the shop floor to get to work. But then, Step 3, reality hits, because it always does. In this scenario, 50 units get scrapped and a machine breaks down. Now here's the magic. Because of the integration, Step 4 happens automatically. The MES reports these real-world results back up. And Step 5, that's the payoff. The ERP gets that data and instantly updates everything. Inventory is now correct, future schedules are adjusted, and the financial side reflects what actually happened. The plan is no longer a fantasy. It's based on reality.
Now, when this data exchange is happening all the time for every single order, it stops being just an integration. It becomes the actual heartbeat of a smart factory. It's the foundational data loop for what we call digital manufacturing, or Industry 4.0. And this is why it matters so much. This is the payoff. You get total, real-time visibility into what's happening on your factory floor right now. You can make planning changes based on facts, not on guesses from last week. Your performance numbers are suddenly accurate because they're based on real data. You've created this closed-loop system that is the absolute backbone for any serious digital manufacturing effort. Of course, getting this right isn't always a walk in the park. Some common mistakes people make are things like overwhelming the ERP with millisecond-level data that it just can't handle, or trying to make the ERP do the MES's job. But honestly, the biggest pitfalls are usually about people, failing to make sure the data matches up between the systems, or not having clear ownership between the IT folks and the operations team. It's a good reminder that this is as much an organizational challenge as it is a technical one. So if you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this right here. ERP and MES aren't rivals. They are essential partners. One plans the work, the other one works the plan. And it's that integration between them that transforms them from two separate systems into one smart, connected, and powerful manufacturing operation. So once you successfully connect that strategic brain to the executing hands, something amazing happens. They're no longer just following some static plan. They're learning together. They're adapting and optimizing in real time. This creates an incredibly powerful new capability. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?